Hi everybody, what's going on? Welcome to Sit Down. I'm DJ Sixsmith. Luke Mitchell in the building. The Code, the brand new show on CBS. What's up, sir?
How you doing?
You got a long flight back to Australia later, but we're very happy to have you here.
Well, I'm very happy to be here.
First of all, congrats on the show.
Thank you very much.
I know it was quite a crazy process in terms of actually getting on the show. You were doing one show, you hop in there, so just take me through the whole process and how it went down.
Well, I was working on a different show on a different network, and I'd been living in New York for 2 years, and then my role was finishing up. I got killed off, basically.
Spoiler alert.
I was playing a terrorist, so you know I was a very, very bad man. So anyway, so I was finishing up my last couple of episodes, and we packed everything up and moved everything, our whole apartment, back to LA, and we were about to set up in LA. And my manager sent me through the script, the pilot script for the Code, and said, check this out. So I checked it out, and I read it very quickly because it was very well written, and I really enjoyed it and really thought, hey, this is something cool that I'd like to have a stab at. And that's how it started. And on my next trip back to New York, they set up an audition for me with Mark Sachs and Craig Sweeney, our EP. And it was a bit of a rocky start because they got my name wrong when I went in there. And,
what was the name that they had?
I don't remember exactly, but
It wasn't Luke.
It wasn't Luke, and I had that moment of, do I tell him that it's wrong or do I just go along with it?
So what'd you do?
I told him. Like,
good call.
Do you mean Luke? And he's like, yeah.
You're like, hey, if I'm going to be the #1 on the show, one of the top guys.
Well, yeah, you're going to get my name right.
You know my name, right?
Yeah. So yeah, anyway, that was an interesting start, but it was probably good because it kind of took the pressure off me.
Sure.
And anyway, we just kind of played around with the scenes, and it was a lot of dialogue, and it was a whole new world for me, you know, the military and law jargon, and but I had so much fun. They were just so great in the room. It was probably one of the best audition experiences that I've ever had. And I walked away from that going, look, I don't know if I'm right for the role, but I'd love to work for these guys at some point because they were just creatively so giving. Yeah.
That's awesome. So you go from playing a terrorist to playing a Marine captain.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's a fascinating transition.
From one end of the extreme to the other.
So how did you prepare for the role?
Well, first of all, I had to shave my terrorist beard.
How long did you grow that beard out?
It was pretty solid.
Yeah.
For one season of the show, it was pretty solid, and then we tamed it down for the next season. But I was still very attached to it, and no pun intended, of course. And and then found out I got this role, and I really wasn't sure of the rules and regulations of the military. And you know, I've seen pictures of guys in combat with a little scruff, and I wasn't sure, you know. And then anyway, I texted Craig because Craig's got a fantastic beard himself. I was like, so you know, what's the deal here with facial hair? He's like, I'm so sorry, I know you're a beard guy, but we got to clean shave you. I was like, well, just so you know, I've got kind of a baby face under here, so. So yeah, anyway, we shaved my beard, and it shaved a few years off, but then out of that came the idea that I'd put on a little bit of weight for the role, bulk up a little bit, just give a nice physicality to this character, Abe, who is a combat vet, who's transitioned into becoming a lawyer, a judge advocate.
How'd you bulk up?
I ate a lot.
Like how many calories a day are we talking?
I don't know. I just ate as much as I could, basically.
Was it difficult to eat that much?
It was. It reminded me of being like a kid and being force-fed. You know, like I hadn't really pushed myself like that before. But it's interesting. Yeah, I mean, it was just a lot of everything because I only had about 6 weeks to prepare, and so I just went, well, I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to up my workouts in the gym and see what we can do. Obviously, you can't put on 13 pounds of muscle in 6 weeks.
6 weeks is short, yeah.
So, it was definitely fat and muscle, but it was a fun experience.
That's awesome. So, take me back to Australia. You know, what was your childhood like? I know, like, tennis was in the picture for you at one point.
Yeah.
So, how was your game? You know, give me the full scope here.
Sure. I grew up in a big family. I got 3 brothers and a sister. We're all very competitive, played multiple sports growing up. I grew up in a town called the Gold Coast, which is like a surfing town. It's paradise, really. So I was very lucky. Had a really wonderful childhood. But yeah, tennis was my main thing from the time I can remember. I had a tennis racket in my hands, and I was traveling to tennis tournaments on weekends and winning trophies, and yeah, that was my thing. And I thought I was going to be a professional tennis player. I wanted to be a professional tennis player. That didn't happen. Basically, tennis it's a very difficult sport. It's a very expensive sport, and if you don't come from a rich family and if you don't get really good results at a really young age, you won't get the sponsorships, and so it just makes things difficult. So yeah, I got to like 19 years old and realized that I was putting in way too much effort for not enough results, and decided to step away and see what else there was in life.
I think you made a pretty good transition.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a smooth transition. It wasn't like I'm quitting tennis and becoming an actor. It was just like, let's see what else there is. And it just happened that I was a pretty shy kid, and I was also interested in getting out of my comfort zone because of that. You know, I've always been big into self-improvement, which I think is important.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's kind of how it started, me just throwing myself into extreme discomfort by doing an acting class. And the more I did, the more I liked it, and the better I got at it. But it was really just, yeah, a fear-based thing. I wanted to push myself, and I kind of fell in love with the process of acting, and here I am.
So when you came to the States, what was the biggest shocker for you culturally?
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, I suppose first and foremost, it was just tough being away from home. You know, my family. I'm very close with them, and you know, it was a very cool experience, and I was very lucky to get work very quickly. So I guess I just kind of threw myself into work, which was great. You know. But then I just have been riding that wave since, I guess.
Good deal. Yeah, and you've done some movies, some other shows. Susan Sarandon film, you got that in there as well. Not a bad experience, right?
Not bad at all. No, I've been very lucky. I've worked very hard, but actually I've probably never worked as hard as I have in the last 5 months shooting this. This has been one of the most intensive shoots of my life, and one of the most enjoyable. Everyone I've worked with is just so lovely and giving and professional and talented, and you know, each of these guys brings something unique and different.
It's a good squad here.
It's a fantastic squad. Every day I'd turn up to work, I realized that I have to pull my socks up because they're all, you know, they're already up here.
Right.
You know, so a really good atmosphere for creativity.
So episode 1 is already dropped.
Yeah.
Episode 2 coming out Monday.
Yeah, that's right.
What do people are in for once they get going with it?
I mean, hopefully they've strapped in, because you know we're going to be dealing with some pretty topical issues. Just charging headfirst into the really kind of delicious grey area. You know, these people, these Marines, they're as close to superhuman as I can imagine a person being. Like, they're just like highly intelligent and highly adaptive, and their skill sets are, you know, so impressive. But they are human, and they are flawed, and you know, people make mistakes, and that's what we're going to be exploring. Marines, you know, hold themselves to a much higher standard than civilians, and you know, they have to adhere to the regular law, but then there's the UCMJ, the Uniform Code of Military Justice, that includes things like, I mean, this isn't the technical term, but cowardice. Cowardice is against the code.
Right.
And we explore that in our next episode, this coming Monday. You know, it's a really interesting topic, because in real life, there are so many cowards, right?
Absolutely, every single day.
I mean, prisons would be completely filled up with cowards if that was a crime in real life. But as a Marine, if you're a coward, it's first of all, it's against everything you're trained to do. But second of all, you are endangering the lives of your fellow Marines by acting as a coward. So, yeah, episode 2 is really interesting.
All right, good deal. Luke Mitchell will be the guy with the clean shave on the show. Luke, thanks so much.
Thank you, sir.
You can catch The Code on CBS coming up on Monday. We'll see you next time here on The Sit Down. Sweet.
Awesome, man. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no doubt.